Hi guys, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm Bijan, nice to meet you. I thought when I learned that I had autism and ADHD, it would bring relief, but it brought on another feeling that I wasn't so much expecting, and I felt a lot of grief. I think a lot of the grief came from wondering what my life could have been had I known so many years earlier, instead of being so late in the game finding out these things about myself. I finally had answers, but I also had a lot more questions. I guess for me, it was one of those things where I always blamed myself for being anxious and this is just how I am. Maybe it's from trauma. Maybe it's from how I was raised. Maybe it's from X, Y, and Z. But maybe had I known my brain worked a little bit differently, I would have had different tools that could have better accommodated me and helped me along the way. I started to mourn the version of me who struggled and never understood why they were struggling. I started to think about my younger self, the one who apologized for everything and still does, the one who felt that everything was so much harder for them and everything was so easy for everyone else, the one who kept trying harder and still couldn't do some of the things. I just wish that little me had known why I felt so different, because I always felt like an outcast. I always felt like I didn't belong. I always felt like I never could find my people. And honestly, it's a really sad feeling, and it's been my entire life. I'm 32 years old, and I just found out within this last year, and that's 32 years of just feeling like, I guess no one's ever gonna understand me because I don't even understand myself, and probably nobody else cares to understand. So I had those like self-deprecating thoughts because I was like, I've just always been different. This is just who I am. This is normal, I guess. Like, this is just life. But there was a reason, and I just wish I knew a little sooner. I realized how much shame I had been carrying with me. When you think about yourself and you think, oh, you're lazy or too sensitive or too emotional or too much, those feelings don't disappear overnight just because you finally have an answer. So I'm still learning to let go of the shame that I let build up for all of these years, which is not as easy said as done. So obviously I'm in therapy and I'm trying to work through things and finding tools that will help myself to find more self-love and self-empathy as well. Something that I guess I didn't realize in my head was you can feel relief and grief at the same time. You can be happy and sad at the same time. So finding this out was like, wow, I finally have something. But then it came all of the feelings of all of these what ifs. And I try not to dwell too much on the past, of course, but there are those feelings that come with it along the way that I'm still trying to work through. And I think it's very human of me to have those feelings. It's just, I've always just felt so different, and it's lovely to have an answer as to why now. It really is, honestly. And I belong to such a beautiful community now. Like, this community has been absolutely so welcoming and so amazing towards me. I would not change a thing. I just wish I had known sooner, I guess, is what it really boils down to at the end of the day. But I know I'm not the only one who feels that way, because there's lots of late diagnosed autistic and ADHD friends out there. I'm trying to focus on what's ahead instead of what I missed. So as much as I can sit here and dwell on the past, instead I want to use it as a tool to move forward and become the best version of myself, a version of me that I understand and that maybe other people can understand, instead of feeling lost and like I don't belong in this world. I can finally find my place because I have the tools and means to do so now. I have the name behind it, and sometimes that's all you need to move forward, because then you can do more research and figure out what works best for you and your brain due to the things that you have, such as autism, ADHD, OCD, anxiety, whatever it might be for you. Once you have a name, it just makes things easier to navigate, basically. Learning I was autistic and ADHD didn't change who I am. It changed the way that I look back on my life. I still have moments where I wonder what could have been. But I'm also so grateful at this point to have an answer to move forward, to better understand myself and have more compassion for myself. And I hope anybody else out there that can relate to this also is on the same journey, and you're giving yourself compassion because you deserve it. As always, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye.